You're Christian. Bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, oh my soul, and forget not all his benefits.
Very good bias.
Forgive all thy iniquities.
You're wrong.
All thy diseases. Who redeemeth thy life from destruction. Who crowneth thee with loving kindness and tender mercy, so that our youth is renewed. Bless the Lord, oh my soul. We are doing what you Jews should be doing to the nation. The Jewish people should have been the light of the world, but they became light of the nations. That's why you had the Assyrian captivity, exile. That's why you had the Babylonian exile, because they became like the Canaanites. They did not shine as lights in a dark place. And now the light of the world is Jesus. The light of the world, Jesus Christ said of his disciples, you are the light of the world. A city that is set on an hill cannot be hid. Neither did man light a lamp and hide it under a bushel.
From the area,
it may give light to all Muslims away. And Jesus Christ
those who do convert are fully Jews anyway.
There's no way now.
Jesus Christ is the seventh lamp. Light, Jesus Christ is the Messiah. My friend, Jesus Christ is the light of the world, and you need him to shine in the darkness of your broken law.
Because you've been
Your
trying to
broken
convert,
law of God.
you see
You
your faith
cannot
more
be
open
justified by the
That's
law
why,
of
in
God.
reality,
You
it's
have
the same
broken it.
opportunity.
Justification is by faith. Abraham believed God 400 years before the law was given through Moses. Abraham believed God, it was imputed to him for righteousness. That's why the Chinese for righteousness is the lamb at the top and man at the bottom.
You've made that. I would like to say there's
a very bigotry. You know that, right? It's very bigotry. No, it is. No, the inherent belief that you have your views are better than the others, and that you must convert them over is inherently bigotry.
And every religion believes that.
No, we don't. We don't hold you have to run around.
We believe everyone should become a Noahide.
Yeah, but Noahide just means keep 7 laws. Doesn't mean you become like us.
What?
Yes,
but I think it's incredibly disingenuous. I think it's incredibly disingenuous.
Yeah, but we don't run around with a knife and say take the book.
Okay, but most Muslims don't do that either.
You're used to. Hello, we used to. Don't make three Jews, four opinions. Choice, okay?
Let's go on 3 Jews, 4 opinions.
Very good point.
But so I think it's incredibly disingenuous to say that we don't follow it. We have here first of all, right? Who says they're Jews? Allah says they're Jews, right?
How you doing? You alright, yeah? I wanted to try and have a word with Josh, but he's engaged at the moment. You know?
What are they talking about?
The majority of Jews are not.
He's a Muslim. He's saying that talking about if he wants to become a Jew, he has to
select few.
What does it mean to become a Jew? That makes sense.
That's what I've noticed. Talk to Jews. The conversation's always quite boring.
Yeah.
They don't have anything like to talk about.
There's no real point of contention, is there?
No.
You know?
Well, the only thing they care about is like EF Dawa. All they care about is that our God is the same as yours.
I want to act as God because He has created me, of course. I want to yearn towards God. There's the one true faith, which is Judaism.
I've seen your guys from your blog.
There's one true faith, which is Judaism.
Oh really?
I want to
in the debate.
I'm not Jewish, and I'm not even. 500 years ago, and I'm not even living in Palestine. I'm living or wherever the Jews are. I'm living in China.
Here, there, everywhere.
Are there Chinese Jews?
Yes.
Yes.
I think.
So I'm living in Mongolia. I'm living in Mongolia, and I want to access that. And the most I can access is Noahide clause, but I can't access Judaism and get the highest access of all unless I convert. So then you should admit that in that sense, for Judaism to be universal in that sense, and the universalism that implies for all humanity, then Judaism is
Yeah.
And if you say that, then I accept your premise.
I do believe.
I feel like it's...
Hold on a second. You do. I do believe. So you proselytize.
He believes it, but he's wrong.
No, but
It's very important to mention that.
but that's
He's
very
entitled, but he is wrong.
So, but then that's important because that's what we think.
How good for you. How good for you. Have you spoken to Peter? Oh, please be upon you! No. This is you talk to that man. Yes.
Israel win all its wars. Lots of reasons why Israel wins all its wars. It's got a very well-educated population, very disciplined population. They're surrounded by people who want to wipe them out. They've got strong friends at the moment, like America. They make a lot of their own weapons. They've got lots of nuclear weapons. And if all that fails, they are on side with God's prophecies. It says in the Bible, the Jews will return to the land of their forefathers and will never again be uprooted from their land. You can't fulfill God's prophecies, but you can have a mess trying.
Wherever we find this kind of text, there's a pandemic. There are people now.
There is a lot of How are you anyway?
Everyone has the same
Muslim world, return to your Quran and life will be much better for you. If you return to your Quran,
Free Palestine, yeah?
next to Israel. Yeah, two states, Israel and Palestine. Absolutely. Yeah.
There is Jewish people, they don't, like the followers of religion of Jewish, they said we don't have country.
Well, they're wrong.
They said we don't have country.
They're wrong.
And now in the religion of the religion said Judaism, yeah, they said we don't.
No, that's not the case. Nowhere in the Torah does it say that. Some of those extremist Orthodox groups have their own books, and in their own books
They follow the religion, like they have like
no, their clothes. Hang on. Their clothes are East European clothes. They're not Middle Eastern clothes. They're the clothes they used to wear in Poland. Nothing to do with religion.
Practice the religion like more.
No. They follow the Talmud.
And they say,
I know usually I'm good at that.
we can identify one single case anywhere in the world between the period from the time when we collected the sample and the blood samples
Go back to your land.
and then how we're going to
Say that. Jews are just like
He was a deeply religious man.
Our after religious soul, and we want to build that.
God is coming to bless Abraham, and Abraham saw how many men?
Long time. I was married 25 years ago. I wasn't married.
That used to be in the streets.
We have to live under you because of the evil that we've done. That doesn't sound like you have to live under us. Okay, let's respond. You say that.
The thing with that, I understand. No, sure I can. But what I can see.
I don't need to look like a fight. I don't need your watch.
Right, we were happy to do this. So let's come back. I say to you, mashallah, I like you.
The early Christians did not have access to foreigners at all. Do this. The earliest caliphs had money enough to be able to write your prophets writing down. Why is there no sources of what your prophet said? Why is there no sources of what your prophet said for 200 years? Why is there no sources of what your prophet said for 200 years? Why is there no? Ask the question. Ask the question.
When we understand the individual and we see if this person is truthful, we see if this person has a good memory. Wait. Scholars, please let me speak there. Look, let me speak please there. So when it comes to the Islamic science of the hadith, it's clear you have no knowledge about Islamic science of the hadith. It's really clear right now. Because when I say, wait, let me speak, bro. Let me speak.
Made up
It doesn't matter. Look, right now,
you made up your own sources.
when I speak about the Old Testament,
I'm talking about pure historical study. I'm not talking about making up your
I'm going to have to end the conversation. Let me speak. Because clearly, to be fair, when I spoke about the Old Testament, the nearest revelation right now, what do you have it? You don't have the Old Testament. Where is it? Dead Sea Scrolls. 1,000 years after. Wait, 1,000 years. 1,000 years after.
He says in his own book,
What did he say?
he says in his own book that he gave the Jews and Christians the Torah and the Gospel.
Absolutely, he gave the Torah and Gospel. We don't disagree with that. 1 second.
So hold on.
Wait.
So you're trying to debunk the Old Testament.
No.
You're trying to debunk
the Old Testament.
But now you're going to get your own point.
The Old Testament that we have right now. The Old Testament that we have right now. Is this part of the Injil and the Torah?
Is it part of the Injil? Well, the Torah. You know what a Torah is?
The Old Testament that we have right You said the Torah at that time, yes, right now the Old Testament is the
Well, we have copies.
Then he recited
We have copies of the
in
Old
the way
Testament.
as I heard him.
Have you heard of
Heard him reciting. Then our last messenger said it was revealed in
Yes,
this
it
way,
does.
and I had to recite
These
over.
were 600
I
years
recited it as he had taught me.
600 years
Thank
before
you.
your prophet,
Our last
we had
messenger then said
copies of the Torah
it
and
was
the Gospel.
revealed in this way.
So
This Quran has been revealed recited in 7 different ways. So recite of it, whichever way is easier for you. Now, let me ask you. No,
chapter 4 verse. Chapter 4. I'll show you the Quran. Go to chapter 4 verse 132. Go to chapter 4 verse 132. Go to chapter 4 verse 132 of the Quran.
And the other guy besides the Quran.
So notice, the guy wants to read Islam, his own God confirms the book of the Bible. According to chapter 4 132, we have the Quran and we have the Quran. According to what we believe,
He believed in the second time he was referred to as though we're talking about Jesus as that man, as a Muslim. But when you say this is where the Trinity comes in, that's
He's the only person, he's here.
So you have to read, my friends, so are you saying that Christianity, my friend? I'm not against Christianity or anything. We talk and swap our knowledge and swap our culture. And my advice to you is to read.
Well, you know, if
read everything.
to read the Bible.
Read everything. I read the Bible.
So what's his name?
I just call him. I read the Bible. What was your name? I read many things. I read even about the Enoch secrets. I read many things, alhamdulillah, because my religion, I know you're seeking. My book, our book, push us to read. Without reading, we are ignorant.
If you were to read the Bible, the belief systems of the Bible exposes the teachings of Islam to be an abomination. Do you understand what an abomination is? Abomination is probably the most harshest word that God uses. Like, the devil. Literally,
I am a devil.
no, so, for example, let me give you an example. Hold on, let me give you an example. Alright, my friend, let me give you an example.
Mr. Devil. I'll be quiet. Learn to be patient. So I am a devil. What he just said.
There's another word. When the Bible says that when a man lies with a man, this is an abomination. When a man lies with an animal, this is an abomination. Now the religious practices I can show you in Islam are an abomination in the Bible. The religious practice of Islam, I can show you all the practices of Islam practices, and I can show you what the Bible says about that, and he uses the word which is an abomination. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Is the Bible Jesus writing by his hand?
Do you know what the Bible is? Because maybe you don't even understand what the Bible is.
By the way, you described Muslims.
No, I never said Muslim. I never said I said the
practices. Okay. Whatever you say. But I want to tell you who is Islam, to know. As a Muslim, I want to tell you and I deliver you my message as a Muslim to judge. First, my advice to read the Quran to know by yourself.
We've read the Quran.
Okay. One second.
Have you read the Bible?
Have you read the Bible?
Have you read the Bible?
I read the Bible.
No, have you read it?
I read it, and I find over 70 contradictions.
How about 5,000 contradictions in Quran?
Wallahi,
I just showed you one contradiction.
Whatever you say,
that Quran got the Trinity wrong. Quran, how did the Quran get the Trinity wrong? When you talk about man,
little back to the point.
the Quran is wrong.
Whatever you say, you know, all this universe, if attack me to have
maybe move away because it's too noisy.
to have any doubt about my religion or
You shouldn't really worship things that are created. Worship that God created. That's why I can't. Hello.
Sin makes a person.
Jesus Christ can save.
And what he's doing now, he's laughing.
You've been on the video all this time, right? Islam is a total different. Yeah, just us, yeah, just us.
This is John writing 600 years before Islam. He says, who is the liar? He who denies that Jesus is the Christ, question that. And listen to it, says, he is Antichrist who denies the Father and the Son.
He is the Antichrist.
Yeah.
Don't deny. Muslim never denies that Allah is unique, only one. Never denies that. Did you see what the Bible says?
Is a prophet
Father and the Son. Do you believe that Jesus and Father is one?
Yeah? Allah is your Father.
Allah is your Father. Do you say Allah is your Father?
I say Allah is Father. My father?
No. But the Bible says that. And then he says, further it says, Jesus is the Son of God. And those who deny this are Antichrist, are against God.
Listen, the word have a meaning. Don't misunderstand the meaning. Like, who's a God? Who's the Father? Okay? Father who created all this universe. So this tiny human,
Listen to the point.
He ignored and he neglect any responsibility toward the God, and he called himself Son of God. Don't deserve to be a son or servant.
Boss, listen to the point.
The Bible says that Jesus is the Son of God.
Listen to the point. John is warning the Christians. He's saying Antichrist is coming. And in order for the Christians to not be deceived by the Antichrist, he lets them know the criteria,
the definition,
the doctrine of this Antichrist for you to flee and to be aware. And he says this Antichrist will deny the Father and the Son. Now tell me something. From that time to now, 2,000 years later, tell me a creed on this earth
that does that?
That denies that God is their Father and Jesus is the Son of God.
Do the Hindus deny it? Well, they don't know Jesus. Do the Buddhists deny it? No. Do the Muslims deny it? The Quran is full of Jesus. Why? Quran mentions Jesus 25 times and 4 times Muhammad. Why? Why is it obsessed with Jesus? And all the time it's denying that Jesus is the Son of God.
And Allah is the Father to nobody.
It's proving from the biblical point of view that Quran and the people who are following it are the Antichrist. That's what it
misunderstands the
That's what the
believe.
No.
We believe as Jesus is prophet messenger.
But you haven't got the same Jesus as Christianity.
Sorry?
You haven't got the same Jesus. Hasn't got the same name, hasn't got the same birth, hasn't got the same death, doesn't say the same thing.
And same mother?
Okay, it says so, but it doesn't behave the same way.
What do you mean by Jesus? The son of Mary or what? The son of...
It's not the same mother, because in the Bible she got married.
Huh? Son
in the
of
Bible
who?
she got married.
Who is Jesus in your belief?
Jesus. First of all, he's not Isa. First of all, his name is wrong.
1 second.
And he was not born on a palm tree.
Jesus, according to...
He didn't blow, and he didn't create birds and blow into them. And they didn't fly into the air.
And those are all myths that they were around. You see, they were in Arabia. There was like what's called the Gnostic beliefs of Christianity. They were thrown out of the church because they were heretics. They come to Arabia, and in Arabia there's all these myths and all these things going around. And Muhammad, he picks up those and says, this is Christianity. That's not Christianity. He doesn't know. And if Quran doesn't know what Christianity is, that proves that Quran is not from Allah, from God, because God would know what the belief of Christianity are. And then he could, first if I say, oh, you believe in let's say you believe in whatever, that the earth is made of fire or whatever, you know, and then you know that, how can I be so stupid, right? If I say something like that, then I say I'm coming from God. How can somebody who coming from God doesn't know what this is? The facts cannot be wrong from Allah, but your facts in your Quran are wrong from Allah, and that proves that Quran is not from Allah.
One second. Do you believe in Moses?
Yeah, and do you know that the Quran says that Mary was the sister of Moses, right?
Do you believe in Moses?
Yeah.
We believe in Moses.
No.
Do you believe in Ishaq?
No.
Ishaq?
Boss.
1 second. Do you believe in Ishaq?
Isaac, yeah.
Isaac? We believe in Ishaq. Isaac. Do you believe in Jacob?
You don't believe in Isaac because you don't believe that he's the one where, okay, or who's Ismail? Isaac, who's Ismail?
1 second. Do you believe in Ibrahim?
Okay, let me ask you one thing.
No, answer.
No, I'm going to ask you this.
Do you believe in
Ibrahim.
He's a prophet messenger.
Listen. What did Ibrahim believe? What was the belief of Ibrahim? That he was righteous before God. He believed in the coming of the Messiah. All the people in the Old Testament, they were from God only because they believed in the coming Messiah. The coming Messiah, that was what his belief was. Okay? Did he believe they were coming Muhammad or was it Jesus? Okay? Now, if you believe that Abraham was talking about Muhammad, then we don't believe in the same Abraham. Because the Abraham I believe in, he was waiting for the Messiah to come, because when he gave the sacrifice for his son...
Did the Messiah come or no?
Huh?
Did the Messiah come or no?
Jesus is the Messiah.
Thank you. He came, yes?
Yes.
And as a Muslim, I believe in Jesus.
You don't know, no, you don't believe in Jesus. You believe in Isa.
You deny him.
You believe in Isa.
No.
You believe in Isa.
But you believe in your own way, yes? You believe in
you don't believe in Jesus.
You believe in Ibrahim,
Isa.
yes?
Do you believe Jesus is son of God? That he is son of God? No, you don't believe it, right?
So how can you believe in Jesus?
Wait. Do you know who else does not believe that Jesus is son of God? You know who else? Because you identify yourself earlier about all other beliefs that came before Muhammad or even Jesus, yes? Do you know who else does not believe that Jesus is son of God? Can you guess?
Oh, by the way.
Can you guess?
By the way. What about Ibrahim?
Please,
answer the question. Answer the question.
It's a simple question.
Okay.
He's rude.
Can you guess who else does not believe that Jesus is not son of God? Can you guess?
Son of God.
Son of God, yes.
Who else believes
the Most High. Who else doesn't believe it?
Doesn't believe that.
Just like you and Muslims. You know who would you like me to tell you?
Jews.
The devil. Satan. That's why Satan does not believe that Jesus is son of God. That's why the devil tempted Christ when Jesus was on earth, took him up the mountains, and if you're son of God, worship. I'll give you all those kingdoms. Just worship me, or throw yourself off this mountain, or turn this. So when you identify yourself, Satan also can identify oneself too. And the way you speak is exactly like Satan does. I'm just letting you know. I'm not against you. I'm saying whose language you're speaking. So I'm not saying that you Satan.
No, he just gave him the example from the Bible.
I'm making a point here.
He made the point.
Don't identify yourself with other people.
Brother, be honest, brother.
Yeah,
what about the prophets before Jesus?
What about it?
The prophets.
Yeah, what about
them?
Jesus?
What is the question?
They believe in Jesus as a son of
yes,
God?
that's right. They believe in the coming Messiah.
I can prove it to you.
Okay? That's what they believe.
What about their sins?
However,
okay, listen, let me explain
to you. What about their sins?
I will tell you what. Hold on. Can I ask you? Can I answer? You ask a question.
What about?
Can I answer your question?
Would you like to?
Can I answer it? Can I answer it? Okay, let me answer it.
From both of you. Okay. Don't mind.
You want to go first? Okay, I will go
about
first.
So you said the Son of God. Did the old people believe in the Son of God? You can quote Psalms 2, talking about the Messiah.
Go ahead, you read it.
Okay. So, hey boss,
he's going to answer it.
You asked the question, did the old prophets believe that the Messiah was going to be
No. What about the sins of the...
No, you asked the question.
Let him speak.
No, you said that the prophets before believed Jesus, was the Messiah going to be the Son of God, or Jesus was going to be the Son of God? Now this is Psalms, which you call the Zabur. So this was written 700 years before Jesus.
Zabur,
yeah?
Zabur, yeah? You know Zabur?
I know.
Dawood, yeah,
Dawood.
yeah.
How are you? You don't know Arius. Go check about Arius. And
listen to him.
You have to read.
Okay, this is a messianic psalm, and it says, I will declare the decree. The Lord has said to me, you are my son. Today I have begotten you. Ask of me, and I will give you the nations for your inheritance, and the ends of the earth for your possession. You shall break them with a rod of iron. You shall dash them to pieces like a potter's vessel. Now therefore be wise, O kings. Be instructed, you judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear, and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry, and you perish in the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all those who put their trust in him. Now listen, what these guys are trying to say, with true love, with sincere love, we're not, personally, most of the people I know where I live, are Muslims, and I've got a real love for Muslims. We're saying, kiss the Son, come to Jesus. This is a prophecy. It's 100%. Okay, let me prove it. I'm going to prove it.
Hold on, who's the son? Tell us, who's the son?
He's going to say David. He's going to say David.
By the way, I read the Bible.
Oh, are you
okay,
no,
there is many sons as well. There is many sons.
Okay, no, so you think it's David, yeah? I'll prove it's not David.
Abraham is a son of God as well,
that's
according to the Bible.
No, we don't want to have that.
No.
Abraham is a son of God as well.
No.
And,
so you asked him the question.
David is a son of God
No,
as well.
let him respond to the question now.
Okay.
He asked you, were the other prophets
how were
the Messiah
sins
was
were
the Son of
forgiven?
God?
Yes, I already told them. Their sins were forgiven.
I have two questions, please. I want to answer.
One at a time.
Answer, please. According to Bible, David is the son of God. Abraham is the son of God. Many is the son of God. How many sons for God?
All of them.
This one.
So the angels are sons of God.
The second thing. What about the nations sins before Jesus?
Yes. So do you now accept that prior to Jesus coming, that they understood the Messiah was going to be the Son of God? Do you accept
Don't
that?
ask about me. Just answer for audience.
He just did.
Just answer.
He just did.
What
He
about
read
this?
Psalms number 2. It talks about Jesus. He answered you.
What
You didn't hear it.
about the nations? The nations sins.
I'll show you.
Before.
What are you talking about? Other nations like China, India? Are you talking about that?
All the nations.
All the nations? Okay. You know what the Bible says? Listen, you will be judged on what...
How God...
Man, if you stop talking, I can answer. Let me answer your question about the nations. Okay, in the Bible, it says everybody will be judged by what they know. Okay?
What they know.
They know. If you don't know Jesus, you will not be judged on Jesus. Do you understand? Okay. But you, Muslims, have a problem. Because your book talks about Jesus. And then we are talking. So for you to say, I don't know Jesus, you can't. You know, I've been telling you who Jesus is. He's telling you. That's the thing. Those who don't know in the old days, they will be judged by what they know.
So Zakat,
I have the scripture to back it up.
No, Zakat is injustice.
No, there's
why God create me after Jesus and didn't create me before Jesus and didn't hear about him by the way?
No, but that doesn't mean, if you didn't hear about him, you're not going to hell. But you know.
You see?
Listen to what I'm saying.
Quran say, Allah say in Quran, وَمَا كُنَّا مُعَذِّبِينَ حَتَّى نَبْعَثَ رَسُولًا. Everyone is being tested, even he doesn't know. Even the child, he's being tested in the second life. He's being tested if he doesn't know. Okay? If you know about Islam and you didn't read and you denied and you followed ego or anything, no, you have to read and discuss and read more and more and more and more. Our book for reading.
Okay.
That's it.
Okay,
it's too simple.
Mind if I say something? First of all, you asked a question. Would you like me first to reply to what you speak about Quran? That everybody's being tested. In the Quran, Surah 7, I think it's verses 12, God asks a question to Iblis. Oh Iblis, why won't you bow down to my creation? Is Iblis a creation of God?
Sorry?
Is Iblis creation of God?
Iblis, yeah.
So why would God have to ask a question? If it's all-knowing, if God is all-knowing, why has He asked a question? Hold on, because there's only two options. Actually three, which is interesting for Christians. Option one, that God set up the Iblis to be evil one. He knew He's not going to bow, since God is all-knowing, God knew that Iblis is not going to bow down to a creature made of clay. Therefore set him up to be evil. Two, your God is not all-knowing. Or three, God took a form of a man, stood next to His own creation of a man, and through unknowingness of being in the form of man, asked him that question. Now tell me if there's any other option than just three I mentioned.
By the way, you misunderstand.
You're talking about the test. You're talking about tests. I'm showing you your test. Talking test makes no sense.
Even in the Bible, Prophet Jesus said,
go back to the point you're making.
I'm gonna answer. Love the dunya, you love this life too much, is the head of any sin. Yes, did he say this?
If you love your life, you lose your life. If you hate your life, you gain eternal life.
Okay, thank you.
Now,
it's the head of any sin. By the way, I tell you who is Iblis. I tell you who is Iblis.
The question is about all-knowing God of yours. You're saying that everybody's put to a test. So you're saying that your God is some kind of like a scientist putting everybody to a test, but yet the God knows all the answers? So in fact, there's no purpose of being here in the first place.
In the Quran, they give you the information about your enemy. Iblis is our enemy.
Who created the enemy?
Listen to me. Allah created everything. Okay? Allah created everything. But if Allah, and this life is a test, is a temporary. As a Muslim, we believe this life is a temporary. It's life. What is the benefit if I live to 60 years old, 90, whatever? It's nothing. 8 hours, if I sleep 8 hours per day, is work 8 hours per day, shopping, transport, blah 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 blah. Where is the life?
Jesus Christ.
So what's the purpose of life? So what's the purpose of life according to Islam?
According to Islam, the purpose of life to worship Allah, and submit all your willing to Allah, and deal good with all people, give respect, be humble, not arrogance, because all bad things is from the devil, from Iblis. You feel angry, you feel arrogance, you feel anything like in your chest bad. This from Iblis.
Okay, so purpose of your God is just to be nice. Let's put it this way.
And your heart to be clean, and your chest is to be clean.
Now look at the difference.
And to be pure.
Now look at the difference in Christianity. Purpose of Christian life is to overcome the mortal state that you're in. Your God does not mention that. Your God does not tell you mortal. Hold on. I heard you. Your God does not tell you that you're mortal, that you're going to die, how to overcome it. Your God tells you, oh yeah, just be nice and I'll set you up in heaven. Our God...
Only be nice to Muslims.
Huh?
Be nice to Muslims.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I don't want to judge them. Let's judge them at the time.
When you finish talking, I want to talk to you. Come to me, come look to me after you talk. I want to say something really important.
So, what I'm saying to you is, in our religion, we do realize that we're in mortal state. That even when you die, you're still in mortal state. It's called Hades, or Shah, whatever, the world of the dead. And we are shown through Christ how to overcome it. Now you asked earlier about what about all those nations before Christ came to earth. It's a good question. All those holy prophets and everybody, they were all in the world of the dead. When Christ died on the cross, he came down to Hades and he resurrected, he brought out of Hades all the holy prophets, including Adam, out of Hades. So what about all this? So even if they were holy prophets, if they spoke the word of God, they all experienced death. And through Christ, they were brought out of Hades and brought to the kingdom of heaven. That's the difference between your religion and ours. To us, resurrection is the resurrection. It's not only first we renounce ourselves here in this world. We do understand that there's a physical death and a spiritual death, and we understand that those who want to be with God, with true God, with one true God, they have to overcome death. You don't have that concept because there was no one there to show you how to be resurrected. So that's so much for all the Asian nations, what happened to all holy prophets before Christ came to earth. Does that answer the question?
Anyway, Akhi, nice to talk with you.
Okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. I'm not, by the way, if you speak like this, do not feel anything.
No, I'm hopeful.
Quick! Sacrifice! What he shared, his whole blood.
Word का नाम Jesus
For your sins, for my sins.
तो word का नाम क्या होगा? Jesus होगा। तो कुरान से पहले बाइबल कुरान से पहले बाइबल लिखी गई। No. Quran, they don't have Quran is a satanic book.
Coming to Christ.
In the heaven.
Oh, Bala.
No. Not one.
New role of Prime Minister. Now we don't only have to worry about what the King's doing, now we're going to worry about this new idea of the Prime Minister. And that's not going to go well, is it? Well, after George I, George II raises the taxes and everything goes to pot, as it always does. That's when it liked it.
Do you not think a Prime Minister is a preferable political position than monarch? Because a monarch is divinely chosen and placed upon the throne. And because he is God, he has been there chosen by a divine entity. There is no way you can dislodge his power. He's immutable and infallible. The Prime Minister can be a wretched, political grabbing lunatic who can be replaced.
You could just say Liz Truss, you don't have to use
Yes, exactly. Well, there's been a few and they've been replaced. You don't need a war to replace the Prime Minister. You do a monarch.
لأنك أنت تقول القرآن هذا ليس القرآن لا القرآن مو معناته القرآن محرف أو ناقص أو اسمع You can Okay, human beings are your own
that his burial process was scrutinized properly. Therefore, on the day of judgment,
So how am I going to explain the Bible after
Matthew.
Matthew did right, Matthew.
I mean, after Islam, you know, never been in Romania.
Surrounded by 107 million Muslims who want to destroy you. So
and my opinion is that the father wouldn't say, therefore you're not mine, but rather he would say, I'm teaching you something that you earned. I don't shoot up on myself and say, you know, I got it wrong.
So what's your reason why you believe in the Trinity? Like you said, it's such a fundamental doctrine in order for somebody to be saved.
Yes.
But I don't think it's clearly taught in the Bible. So I mean, what is it?
This is where we differ, right?
Okay, so what would be your primary, your number one verse to build your foundation that the Bible teaches the Trinity?
There wouldn't be one verse.
Okay, but there would be something significant, or
yeah, there are verses. I have I guess in some sense it also depends on what someone thinks. Like for Muslims, I say John 14 verse 13 and 14, where Jesus says you can pray to Him in His name and He will answer prayers. And the reason why is because prayer is to anyone other than Allah is shirk, right? So that's what I do for Muslims. But again, it depends, because if you are standing with me on an equal perspective on biblical terms, as much as possible, then I'll probably say, well, first of all, John chapter 20 verse 28, Thomas calls Jesus God, my Lord and my God. Jesus doesn't
the Lord of me and the God of me.
Yes, like, exactly that.
But it's different than saying you are Lord and God.
Why?
Because
if I said to you, the Lord of me and the God of me.
Yes.
It actually says, if I remember correctly, either points or he does something to infer it directly to Jesus. So he's not talking about anyone else.
Yeah, of course
he's not just proclaiming it in the room. He's actually.
This is the only verse actually in the whole Bible or the whole New Testament where
This is just Jesus with his words. I'm limiting myself just to his words. So if I go out of that, then I'm bringing Hebrews into it.
So say that again, sir.
I'm only using Jesus' words because I have too much practice with the Muslims.
No, anything. Also, I believe in the whole Bible.
Okay, well, Hebrews then. I'll use Hebrews chapter 1.
Okay, do you want me to address John 20:28 first? Or?
Yeah, go on.
Okay.
If we get into these debates,
So what he's saying, you're the Lord of me and the God of me. And what we see even in the book of Acts, it says that this Jesus whom you crucified, God has made him Lord and Christ.
Okay.
So we understand that Jesus' lordship is something that he's inherited from the Father. Okay? And likewise, God said to Moses, I shall make you God unto Pharaoh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he isn't saying that I will make you Yahweh or I will do anything of that sort, right?
Yeah, but that's not what's said in John 20:28, though, is it?
Right, but who is the Lord of the Jews? If you have a Jewish person...
Kurios just means master.
Lord, who is the master of the Jews?
Obviously, God is ultimately.
Right, and who is that then? Who's the name?
Right, but you know, I was right here, you have to be filming
right,
me.
So the Lord of the Jews
which means
is
I'm on your film. Stop
so
being
if I were to go
silly,
to you
you
and say,
know,
my Lord and
I
my
was
God,
right on the middle of your screen.
well, the Lord of me and the God of me.
Don't you? You know that's true. You're pretending I'm on your film, though. You know this. Stop lying. You know I'm right in the middle of your screen.
That he has been made Lord.
Well, I'm going to now.
We also
Why were you filming me?
This lordship of Jesus.
That's a bit inappropriate.
Ends at the end of the 1,000 years reign.
Yes, but
according
I'm in the
to
middle,
1
aren't
Corinthians
I?
15,
You know perfectly well you were filming me. I'm on your film, so you're filming me, aren't you?
Okay, why are you getting so upset?
Because you shouldn't be filming people without them knowing. It's not nice. It's not appropriate.
I guess the issue I have with that is
I'm saying it's not appropriate. I don't want you filming me.
You said
that kind of
I don't want you filming me, and yet you film me. You can't. And I'm right in the middle of your film.
Why is your hand there?
My issue is
because I'm trying to fix you, and I'm happy with your film.
No,
because I'm happy with your film. I'm unhappy with your filming.
How John clearly authors is right.
I'm purposely stopping you from doing the filming while I'm talking to you about filming.
And then you started about...
Right, but I don't know what way you're saying. Now listen, you're trying to... Wait. You know you were filming me, right? I was on your film that you were filming. You know that, don't you? Are you saying I wasn't on the film? Was I on the film that you were filming?
I wasn't aiming at you.
Was I on the film? Was I on the film?
I wasn't looking at the
I'm in between them. You know I was on the film. Why are you pretending? You know I was there. Are you pretending you're blind or something? You could see me there. You know I was there, and you're pretending you couldn't see me. Seriously? No, I'm quite annoyed actually, because you were filming me, and you're pretending you weren't filming me, but you know I was right in the middle of your screen.
Most people don't know it.
Wait. Do your research.
And you're still not even admitting it. You're still trying to pretend like you don't know what I'm talking about.
There's a lot of things on my list.
So this is basic Greek grammar. You can ask. Go on any, even if I'll pay you for your subscription on any, someone like Bart.
I was right in the middle of it. They are hearing it.
Forget about his theology.
But I'm talking to you about the fact. The point is that you were filming me, which so
it's either definite.
It is. I was here, and you were pointing the camera here. So I was being filmed. I was being filmed by whom? By you.
Are you listening to this? Listen carefully to what I'm saying.
You're lying that you weren't filming me. I'm in your film, so you were filming me.
It should be definite.
Because so far you haven't even accepted I was in your film.
If it's definite article,
do you accept that I was in your film?
The word is the film.
Come to film you.
Was I on your film?
I don't know.
This is
you know perfectly well because I was in the middle of your screen.
All the Trinitarians.
Why are you just not saying
only on this particular verse
that you know you were filming me? You know I was there. You know for sure. I didn't ask that. I don't care whether you came to film me. You know you were filming me.
Do your investigation.
You know you were filming me. You're still pretending you don't know what we're talking about.
Definite nor indefinite. For this particular verse, it's qualitative. Meaning that what they're trying to say is that it's trying to say that the word is divine. So actually Trinitarians don't even believe it should be translated and the word was God. They believe it should be translated and the word was divine. Check me out on this. All Trinitarians, not some, not all of them believe.
You understand how a prima facie understanding of this goes against that 180, because you're effectively saying I should take all of the known, you can say popular, I guess, translations of the Greek text, and you should say throw them out because they're all wrong. All the Trinitarian scholars disagree with them. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, I'm saying you. Check me out on that. Check me out. No, check me out. See,
but you understand how
you're incredulous, aren't you? I guarantee you. When you find that, you'll be like, oh wow. This is what I'm saying. There is a Trinitarian deception, and when you start finding out these things, you're going to start scratching your head and say, how come nobody told me these things? I'm making a broad statement, and it's easily verifiable.
Fair enough. I mean, the problem is I just haven't had time to look into it and look into the Greek.
Okay, so hopefully next time.
I can't promise you because.
And that's why. Sorry, I don't want to cut you. Sorry. And that's why last time I referred to you to James White's book, The Forgotten Trinity.
I read that book. Yeah, I have that book in my life.
And he appeals to what I'm saying. He's saying that on this particular reason, for no other reason, because it goes against the Trinity, it debunks the Trinity, if anything, they have to make this noun qualitative.
Can I ask a question? Would you agree with what I'm saying in terms of how it should be translated, or what you're saying?
He would say it should be translated and the word was divine. He would say that, but because they believe Jesus is God, they have no problem it's saying and the word was God. Does that make sense?
Okay. I need to really read that. Okay. So I don't recall this.
Well, just do John 1:1. Don't from a Unitarian perspective. Do it from a Trinitarian perspective, and they will say exactly what I'm saying. They say it's neither definite nor indefinite. The reason why they can't have it that way because it debunks the Trinity, and then they put a third category where theos is never used in a qualitative way. Do you understand? There are other abstract words like theotatos, theotes, which you can use for the word divine. But for some reason, because it debunks the Trinity and they want to hold on to it, they have to say it's qualitative, but they've translated it. In fact, some translators, very remote, say and the word was divine, but 99% say the word was God.
Do you know any translations that do that for them?
What's that? Theos, yeah. But so there's no definite article. So if you could just quickly do an interlinear of John 1:1, and then I'll show you what I mean.
I'll say I have a missed call from somebody.
So at least apologize to the people that
Is it right if we... Hey, I got a missed call from you. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Yes, they do have changes in the meaning, but they are all totally in unison. It's brilliant. I'm very happy to understand. You know what? I haven't seen Jude. I don't know where Jude is. I haven't seen him. I know. Me on my own camera.
Yeah, but this is a strange version.
Yeah, so let me just show you something. In the beginning was the word, and the word was, you see this word, ton?
Yeah.
There's no word for it in the English, is there?
No, because it's just definite article.
Yeah, definite article. And that definite article is always in reference to the only true God. So, the God. It should.
Well, the only thing you have to watch out, there are times where
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't have the definite article, but you can assume the definite article based on the context.
But what I'm presuming here is that the reason why the definite was used is to differentiate between the two.
Thank you.
So it's right.
Yes, thank you. So the God and no definite article. Theos was the word. So Father, definite article. The word, no definite article. Now in other places where there's no definite article, even in, I think in Acts 12:22, it says, a God. He actually uses a God. Even Paul says there are many so-called gods in heavens and on the earth, but for me that there is one God, and there's no definite article for the. Do you get me? So I just want to show him this. How you doing? You okay? You enjoyed any good debates today?
Yeah.
Yeah? Are you a Christian? No. Oh, you're a Muslim? Okay. Were you born Muslim? Were you converted? Was you a Christian before? Okay, so what made you convert?
I was raised Catholic. I just
I'm gonna have to go.
That's too loud.
Sorry, this is your phone, isn't it?
So I studied a lot of other religions, and I came to conclude that there's everything from religions, but ultimately I felt like
So were you well versed in the Bible?
Better versed than most young folks my age, but I know that I can always be better.
Okay, so let me show you something. So let's just say, for example, obviously you were raised a Christian, and you had this verse read to you, and not just, when I say drummed into you. Verse John chapter 2. Never read this verse. Hey, how you doing? How you doing? You good, yeah? So sit out here. Yeah, sit out here.
I think the very construction of the Israeli state, not at all, was partly British.
So Lord Balfour was
because he just talked about the land that the Jewish ethnic Jews used to govern, and it was far more extensive than the current configuration of what Israel is today.
But I think if we're both honest and open,
I speak, this is my language. I know that for sure.
Your language.
That's why we are all fighting. If you love
Show me one verse in the Bible. It ain't helping. It ain't helping.
Yeah, but were you talking to Bob today? Oh, why not?
Because I've said everything I have to say to him, and we agreed to disagree.
Right.
And we left it there.
Okay. It's interesting.
Because I have more important things to do, you know,
right.
than debate with people.
Well, I was talking about important. I was speaking to a Muslim yesterday in Croydon, and I tried to ask him a question about truth. And you know, how do since we have multiple people say they have the true God, how do we spot the true one? And when I asked him that question, he just jumped straight to asking me telling me about Abraham and Moses. And I just find it strange that why didn't we concentrate on the truth part rather than him just jumping to talking about the Bible? Because identifying truth is like it's a part of life. So first we have to identify.
All right. Tell me about your truth. Do you believe you have the truth?
Yeah.
You have all the truth?
No one can have all the truth because it's true.
So you don't have all the truth?
Yeah, but the truth.
That's interesting.
Yeah, well, you can't.
Some Muslims could have something you don't have?
Yeah, but it depends what you mean because you can have truth about science, truth about.
No. The truth about God.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah. What the truth about God? Yeah.
So all of it? You have all of it?
All that is revealed.
Okay, so you have the complete truth.
That is revealed.
All right. And where did you find it? In your book?
Yeah, in the Bible.
In the Bible. Okay. So the complete truth is in the Bible.
No, what is revealed?
In the Bible.
Yeah.
Okay, so anybody wants the truth, he has to look at the Bible.
Yeah, I'd say that for sure. But the thing about it is identifying.
I get my truth straight. Oh, you're right, bro. I get my truth straight from him.
Right, but in what form?
Direct communication between me and him.
Alright, okay. So
he tell me.
Right, so does he explain then why is it that it's your scholars who have to explain the Quran?
They can explain the Quran, but they cannot give truth to anybody.
Yeah, but as far as you're concerned, remember, as far as I'm concerned, God's word, what He's given us, is in the Bible. So that's my
That's
source.
a long topic, bro.
Yeah,
it's a long topic.
I know, but so
let me tell you something. You know why I don't debate people?
Right.
Because I have more important things to do. One of them is I'm running for office.
What, council?
Bigger than that. Bigger than the president of Somalia.
Yeah, but there's nothing else bigger than president.
Do you know Caliph?
Yeah, but you have to have warriors though, isn't it? If you don't have any warriors to support you, you won't be able to do anything.
But before you have warriors, you have to be Caliph.
Yeah, but people have to agree that
and
you're Caliph.
To be Caliph, you have to get the personality of the Caliph and the nature of the Caliph.
But then you have to have support.
And the way of... No, that's later.
Okay. So you don't have to get supporters straight away?
That's later. No, of course. No, look. Do you know why they support you? because they see your qualities. You have the quality of a caliph.
Yeah,
so you have to gain these qualities.
Well, that's true, but then those qualities, don't you gain them by interacting with people?
It helps, yeah, that helps.
Well, no, that's the main way, because you have to deal with people when you're a caliph almost all the time.
Yeah, when to have this perfect personality, for you to later be that caliph.
Yeah.
To get that personality, you have to change yourself.
Yeah.
You have to work on yourself.
That's true.
And people play a part in that process.
Yeah.
It's only one of the parts, you know. There are many people are only one part. There are many other parts.
But here's the interesting thing for you, that whenever I read in the Bible, anyone who becomes a ruler, it's either God chooses them and puts them straight on the job.
Obviously, if you want that, God offers it to anybody, and if you're serious about it and you do the right things, God will help you on that process to become that person.
Yeah, but it's just like whenever I've seen, even in real life, it tends to be that someone...
Anyway, I'm running for it.
Yeah, all right. Yeah.
It could happen.
Well, good luck, but remember, you have to have a good personality to, encourage the troops. So that's very important. That's something that a leader has to be good at. Yeah. So remember, that's what you definitely have to train, practice on.
Do you think? How are you, bro? Fine. Do you think I'm close?
Well,
than others, do you think? Seeing me here, you know, seeing my nature, my personality.
Well, here's the thing: is that you see, I'm trying to think who's the best one. What's my Shamsi? He seems to be the best preacher that I've seen, that Muslim. So what you need to, I think you need to learn to preach like how Shamsi does, where you can speak and have a crowd around you. And then that gives you training on how to get your message to people.
I've not got there yet. I'm still working on my personality and my nature.
Yeah,
I'm still fixing myself.
Yeah, but you do need that part. So
I know you do. I know.
Yeah.
I know you do. But after you become like perfect, then you start talking to people.
Why, you want to become preacher?
No, I said to him, I'm running for Khalifa.
Oh no, you don't run for Khalifa.
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Khalifa, you take it over by force.
But I mean, it's open for everybody, for every Muslim.
Oh yeah.
It's open. It's
of
available.
course, yes. Wait, it was done.
It was done before. Yeah. Now we need one.
You got to do it that way.
We need one now.
Yeah.
Muslims need one. Now.
Of course, yes.
So I am.
But now it's very hard.
I'm thinking about it.
It's very hard now because.
But you've got that guy in Syria. That guy in Syria. He's the latest guy.
Obviously, he didn't have. It was very clear he didn't have the support of Allah.
Who?
He mean Baghdadi.
No.
How many nations did it take to defeat?
See, Islam. The reason why Khalifa was possible, Caliphate was possible before, is because when Islam came out of Arabia, it established itself as a caliphate.
Yes.
And the people at that time, the new converts to Islam, were fed up with the Zoroastrian religion, which is the old Persian religion, and with Christianity. So they welcomed Islam, whether it was a caliphate or not. But now the Muslim people have enough.
It didn't have to do with the armies attacking them, they welcomed it, yeah?
Yeah. They welcomed them because if you lived at that time...
Yeah. I mean, the army's invading you, didn't have anything to do with it, they just welcomed it, they were just fed up of it, please.
Because they were abused by Christians.
Every caliphate is self-declared. Someone calls them a caliph and everybody else says yes. And if they don't, and if enough people say yes, that becomes a caliph.
No, but
Before it was attractive. As a system of politics, it was attractive. In comparison to what was there at the time, you know, nowadays, most people talk about democracy and all this. Why? Because it's the most attractive. It doesn't mean it is the solution to everything. No, it's the most attractive thing.
It's a good.
In the 6th century AD, most of humans were oppressed by Christianity and by Zoroastrian religion within the Middle East and the Mediterranean and all that. So when Islam came, it was more attractive. He thinks people didn't welcome Islam. Yes, people did welcome Islam in a lot of parts. He thinks Islam took over by force everywhere. It's not true.
Okay.
They conquered some parts, but some parts were not conquered by force.
Right, but did Muslims have a, how do you say, a policy which would attract men by saying you could take female captives?
And not just that.
Yeah, so that's one of the things.
The system, the political system itself was more inclusive. I need to move a little bit.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm thinking about it. I might change my mind, I don't know.
Now, when it comes to once you have a path, you have to you might end up...
Can we move over there? There are vibrations underneath here and I feel them.
Yeah?
In the park.
Vibration? No, it's gone anyway.
The system at the time gave more rights to people. That's why they welcomed it.
More rights? Yeah,
yes, in comparison to Christianity at the time.
Yeah, if you're a Muslim.
No. Christians converted to Islam because Islam at that time, looked better than Christianity of that time.
Well, maybe to Arabs. The Europeans.
I don't know what you were talking about.
The Europeans, you call Europeans today, most of them were not Europeans at the time, Northern Europeans. You know, Sweden, Germany and all these people, they were not the Europeans of that time. The European in history vary from time to time. The Northern European, if you lived during the Roman Empire, okay? The Romans didn't call the Germans and the Scandinavian European, they called them savages.
Yeah, they were what they call them?
Vandals, savages, terrorists, whatever. You understand? The Europeans of Northern Europe became Europeans after 1000 AD, not before.
Well, it was after the Romans.
Yeah.
The Romans.
In the 6th century, Germany, whatever, Sweden were savages, so Christianity operated only in the Mediterranean. The northern part was the northern France, okay? And within the Mediterranean, the Romans managed to control only the north of the Mediterranean Sea. The south had enough of Christianity, they wanted to get rid of it. And the same thing for the east. And that's why Islam was attractive. In North Africa, only Egypt was conquered by force, the rest no. They opted for Islam by themselves. The Arabs lost the war. Indonesia, the same thing. Islam, they converted to Islam. Kashmir. There are many places. The Ottoman Empire, the guy who created the Ottoman Empire, he could have chosen any religion. Because the Muslims were weak, the Christians were weak. He chose Islam for his own.
Yeah, because you could have a harem, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
no, not just a harem. No.
It's legal, isn't it? So if he's a Christian, he'd have to get rid of the harem.
The Christians had the same thing before.
Or a harem?
Yeah.
No, not the proper ones.
Islam was more attractive as a political system because it gave freedom to a lot more people.
It's not political.
Islam is political.
How?
Yeah.
You got caliph, you got his troops. How's that possible?
It is political. Islam is a political system. It's not just a religion, no.
Well, it's a what do you call it? It's a term, I can't remember what the term is.
Islam came for Islamic State to be established. Like Judaism came for the Jews to establish a Jewish state.
Oh, it wasn't called Judaism before?
It doesn't matter whatever they called it. But the message you get from Judaism is that Jews must establish a Jewish state.
Yeah.
It's not like Christianity. Christianity didn't come to establish a Christian state. The Christian state was established 320 years after Christ.
Yeah, by consensus.
So it's not the same thing.
Yeah, because
Islam came to establish an Islamic state.
But as a Christian, the original Christian faith was to save souls.
Yes.
Not to rule the country.
Yes.
Yeah. And it's supposed to be the same now as well, but people... It's not him again.
Because it came during the Roman Empire.
Jesus said, I do not know the last hour.
Yeah?
He said, before me was the word.
Jesus had no power whatsoever to struggle against the Roman Empire.
He said he
so his options were very, very limited.
He said, before me there was a creator.
No, he said that he could call angels and to come and fight for him.
Well, he emulates
Jesus
Judaism.
Said, before me there was a creator. He's the only creator.
Personally, I think
I do
he
not
was
know
a
the
Jew
last
himself.
hour.
But he didn't have the means.
No, he did. No, he voluntarily didn't.
No,
he had the means.
He didn't have the means to fight the Romans.
He did.
No, he didn't. He couldn't. Militarily, no. Muhammad had the chance because he was outside of the Roman Empire, outside the Sasanian Empire, you understand? And he managed to gather troops and then attack. And that's why Islam came as a political faith.
Yeah, true.
I mean, Jesus had no option.
But anyway, I saw. No, I was trying to talk to Josh earlier. I saw him walk that way. I wasn't trying to catch him before he leaves. But I'm going to see around.
The word and spirit of Allah. It. Right?
He's not very discreet, you know that. You know, he's not good. He's not like you who knows how to film. What's that? 1 minute. No, it doesn't matter. So, he hasn't. He's not like you, like experienced setting up the cameras quietly. It wasn't. How do you know I'm experienced? I've seen you enough. I've seen you do it enough times. That's why. How many times have you seen me set up my camera? I've seen you enough times. No, that's different. That's assault. That's different.
Yeah, but that's also not offense. That was the hurt. I would be hurt because he just hurt me in the face, and then I would tell him what to do.
You know, by the way, so all those countries who have this law that if you deny the Holocaust,
yes, they're wrong. They shouldn't have that.
Exactly. Okay. We both think it's wrong.
Yes, they are babies.
So I think this will insult probably a lot of Jews if you said that.
I know, because a lot of people are wimps.
Exactly.
A lot of people are wimps.
Are you willing to say that on camera? Yes.
Yeah.
I would say on camera the whole time. No? Set up, I'll say. Go on. Okay. I'd love to hear this from you guys. No problem. Let me know when the camera's ready, I'll say it. Were you recording them?
I'll say it. They shouldn't have these laws. If you want to be demonetized, I will gladly demonetize you.
He was recording this all this time. No problem. Do you want me to do it for your camera? I'll do it.
I'll do it. No, we'll both do it. I'm more well known than you are.
Go on, I like the tag team. There you go. Lights. We're ready. Camera. Not yet. Oh yeah. So I just want to get good. You got me good? I look well?
The payers are better scuffing.
Second.
You're not paying a tag.
I know. Give me a tag. Quickly, give me a tag. All right, guys. When you guys are ready.
One again.
It should be legal for homosexuals. Just because someone is offended. Children don't get offended by homosexuals. He led them there. See who the Arab. Chapter 2,
What
says Quran.
He came to make things clear, which you used to hide, and he forgave, pardon many things which he used to conceal. Allah told us the people of the book concealed the truth and twisted, corrupted, wrote the books by their own hands. All that indicates the Bible is corrupted. And yet, if the Bible is corrupted, does not mean all the Bible is not from the words. In some words of the Bible we believe are from God, but the words, many of them that opposes them is corrupted and edited, twisted, clear cut. I give you many verses.
Yeah, that's fine. Well, the case isn't closed. I'm going to finish it. If you want to run, that's fine.
Jesus' disciples never used to speak.
He's going to run. He's going to run. But anyway, I'm going to finish up here.
Jews do not believe that.
Right, that's fine.
Chris was disapproved that his disciples used to speak Greek language. Case closed. I'm going to pray.
Yeah, fine.
I give you no verses. You always they weren't seen as white. They weren't seen as white.
Let's do it the moment we get back.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I'm from
I haven't been able to do a hold on. No, I have to get to Eugene. We were standing. I'm trying to find my time.
What was happening?
Because I tried to speak to him about multiple people who say that they know Jesus from God. So what I tried to say to him is that, alright, how do you identify what Jesus is from God? So I was expected to have like a conversation with him about something different from the Bible or the Quran, more about how we think. And as I'm trying to talk to him, he just immediately says, starts talking about was it Abraham, Moses, and the Torah, and what I realised is that it's like this condition that the conversation just always go a certain way. So alright, let's find out. So I asked him, his Quran, I asked him, I mentioned something in the Quran related to when Allah spoke to Moses.
Yeah.
So I mentioned that to him, and he said he didn't know what that was. So I asked him, so have you actually read through the Quran? He says, no, he learned it in Arabic. So I asked him, has he ever read through it to get understanding from it? And he said no. And so this surah that I was going to try to talk to him about, which is Surah 20, he didn't know at all what's in it. So I asked him, so why is he a Muslim? And so the reason he's a Muslim is nothing to do with anything Allah has said. It's just because he just likes being a Muslim, essentially. And I think that this is one of the problems we have, is that when we talk to Muslims, is that some of them, it's like they don't care about whatever God says. They're just following it because it's what they like.
It's true. You're right. You're right.
About this guy is because of that. It's hard to get him to, like, you know, convince him of it.
I know what you mean. It's like I don't know. This is what I like. This is what I feel works for me. So therefore I'm going to stay in it.
So what I realise is that it's like literally you can't
it takes away the critical thinking, isn't it? Based on truth. What's true? It's not what's true. It's about what they prefer, what they like, or what feels works.
But the thing that got me is the fact that when I was reading the Bible, this is the part where God speaks, that's the part of Yes. So that was Allah is what now. It's just going and doing the I wouldn't describe the majority of Muslims are like that.
You're right. I do get culturally, especially they're so entrenched in the cultural way, they're part of it, of a community. But, it's hard to break away from it. It's very hard to break away from it. But I do believe there are a small remnant of Muslims who are true seekers. Not many, but small remnant.
I think that's the problem, is that when they try too hard, that's when they realise the problems with it. So these guys, the ones who actually just don't use intellect at all, they're the ones who are safe. They're going to just say a Muslim. They never have to have any doubts or anything, because they're just not thinking. And I don't know, I can't even think of any way how can you get around that, because if they like it, worse they are. Because if they want to just feel that's the other thing that stops them from
I think in them kind of people, sometimes, you know what, it doesn't matter how much evidence you give them.
Because it's not based on evidence. Anyway,
they want to believe in their deception. If you want to believe in your deception so much, you'll believe in it. And that's why even so, the Bible says that God will send them a spirit of deception, deceiving spirits, because they prefer to believe a lie than come to the truth. They wanted to believe that lie. You get my point? And so there comes that point where, you know what, God literally just gives you over to your own deception, because inability to think critically is not there. That makes sense.
And I almost think that those people are like a lesson to us as well. So it's to stop us from ever going into that sort of way and make us realise that. Because I can understand someone who's a Christian who might have read some of the Bible and then gone into that way where they just throw it all away and just live their life whatever they like. But then we know, because of the knowledge we have, that is actually worse. You're definitely in a worse position there than you are when you have some knowledge.
But
anyway,
the guy that I got lifted up. I think he's doing the recording. How you doing?
Was you recording Arrow?
I'm gonna have a quick word of him, see how long.
Do you understand the meaning of the word all? I heard you say all.
You know, it's like we choose it for video argument when you have to use like physical, like you need to use physical stuff. If I know something like it's simple, so I don't have to make it.
No, I mean bringing people into Islam, not bringing Muslims closer, but actually getting converts. Yeah. Caesar.
They blow up.
We call manhaj, his methodology. It's a title. Like Lord. Like Lord, God. This is a title. Goddess. Yeah, but the king today doesn't do that. Doesn't do what? See on the rock.
Okay, what are you ruling to call yourself a god? What did you rule? Why you take it? You're not worthy of it. I will push the button that goes torch.
Okay, well they were. I see you struggling. Why is that the case? Because I do know because your ideas are fancy. There were no written records. In other words, you want fantasy.
That's what I'm not doing. Don't argue that culture
Are you coming next?
Anyone who wants to be and fouling
English people you had really young. No, I could somehow no would be like
and you think you're right? You think you're right?
So,
the British Indian Army, the right yeah, exactly. They call it land of punt. The right punt. You just don't like them. You're part of the right punt army. Brother, I'm not from Bangladesh. I'm not from Bangladesh. I'm from Somalia. What are you talking about? I'm not from Bangladesh. You're not. No, I'm not. My Y, listen, my MT chromosome is East African. My Y chromosome is East African. What are you talking? Where's the Arab? Where's the Arab? Where's the Indian? You probably have different Africans. I'm fully from Somalia. My brother from Somalia. My brother, I'm standing here for Somalia. I know you're mate.
No, you don't. That's the prophet. That's not allowed. Not allowed.
Why
you can go against?
So why are they allowed to go against the Khalifa?
ما عليه يعني انا علي الفكره وعلي
ما قال ولي الامر. No, but the party of that.
هذا اللي يطالب خليفه رابع. خليفه رابع.
You said people shouldn't debate with me because I want you to. Of course.
No, it's not. You try to call me an extremist. What does that make you? If you're calling me a Muslim by example, no, I don't need towards you. Because you said I'm extremist.
You came out to what? Because I want to help. Because I want to help them abandon their extremism.
So how much extremist?
And I'll tell you. So I'll show you. I'll show you in two simple moves. Where it says. No, listen. From what you said. From what you said, I'm going to respond. From what. And I'm about to. I'm about to. So everybody, every Muslim in this part. Listen. I'm trying. Okay, you. Okay. Wait. I'm going to. You. If I were to say the Quran says strike the neck of the disbeliever, you would tell me you have to read that. It's not talking about. I am. I'm not your monkey. I'm not going to perform. I'm not going to perform for you. I'm not. You are asking me. Then allow me to speak. Allow me to speak. Then allow me to speak.
You call me extremist.
Then why are we here? I said how you call me
extremist.
If you because you believe that Jews are going around wishing death on Muslims. You said Jews say Assalamu alaikum.
I quoted you a hadith. I did not say don't lie.
So that's what I'm saying. So listen.
Stop lying. Stop shouting. Say sorry.
Say sorry.
Stop shouting. I'm 1 foot away. Don't get in my space because I'm not getting in yours.
You actually are. You walked towards me on camera.
You shouted.
I was stood in front of here and you've walked into my shop.
You victimize yourself. I've given you no reason to be scared of me. I don't know why you're shouting. I never said that the Jews in this park say that death be upon anyone. You made that claim. I said you're half quoting a hadith and you're doing it on purpose.
So if you watch the full video, you know that I didn't half quote. If you watch the full video, not the short. Okay, perfect.
Tell us.
Are you going to be quiet? Let me speak. So I'm not going to.
Don't change the topic.
I'm not going to change the subject. So during the time of Muhammad, there were Jews according to the Islamic tradition. We don't have this. I'm just going to assume the Islamic tradition is correct. That there were Jews that when the Muslim would come up to the Jewish person and say Assalamu alaikum, the Jew would reply instead of saying wa alaikum assalam, they would reply.
Sam alaikum, he said.
Sorry, they would say Sam alaikum. But they would say Sam alaikum. Sorry.
Yeah, don't change, please.
Calm down, take it.
Say things correctly.
Let's all calm down. Let's all calm down.
Say things correctly.
I want to know. That hadith mentioned all of it.
Sorry, can I?
And the second one was why you called me.
No, I'm trying to get there. Maybe I'm not. Maybe I'm not.
No, maybe. It's that you are wrong or not.
We're going to see that. We're going to see. We're going to do an exercise.
No, we're not doing anything.
We're going to do an exercise. That's what we're doing. If you believe. Do you believe?
Calm down.
Because you're not letting me speak. I'm going to speak over you.
If I call you as a Jew.
Aki, you said you were going to let me speak and you're not letting me speak. Aki, are you going to let me speak? Or are you just going to... You're blocking my camera.
Too much.
Okay. Then let me speak. You asked me that. What's the context of the hadith? I'm giving you the context. About how you're an extremist.
No.
Or why am I calling you?
Why you called me in the space that I was here? You said you got shaken up like you just did. And said you extremist.
So let me speak.
Why did you do that?
And I'm trying to explain. So can you step slightly back because you're kind of blocking out my entire camera? So again.
I don't
so in the I know you do, but I'm asking you respectfully to move away because I'm making a video, and all these cameras are making videos for the Dawah channels. Perfect, thank you. So we'll stay calm and just allow me. I'll stay calm. I'll stay calm.
You keep shouting.
I'll stay calm if you allow me to speak.
Extremists.
I'll stay calm if you let me speak. Let me speak, please. So in the time of Muhammad, according to the Islamic tradition, the Jews would say, sorry, according to Islam, Assalamu alaikum, and Aisha said to Muhammad, you should curse the Jews, and Muhammad said no, we shouldn't curse them. You should say wa alaikum, which means if they say death be upon you, you would say assalamu alaikum.
They say wa alaikum, which means what?
Listen, please, you said you'd let me speak.
If you don't lie.
Please let me speak and then refute me. If I'm wrong, refute me. Yeah, but let me speak. So what would happen? Aisha said you should curse them, and he said no, you should say wa alaikum. Because if they wish death upon you, you will say and upon you, and if they wish peace upon you, you'll be wishing it upon them. So now let me conclude my argument. So I agree, any Muslim that reads the hadith in that way, that's not problematic. That's not problematic. And similarly, now allow me this and then you can respond. If I were to ask any Muslim in the park today, does the Quran instruct Muslims to strike the neck of the disbeliever? They would say no. This is talking about a particular time and point where the Muslims were at war with the disbelievers. It's talking about those disbelievers in that time. The context is then, not now. You are forbidden, it's haram to strike the neck of the disbeliever today in Speaker's Corner. That is absolutely against Islam. Against Islam. And so what I'm, now allow me, now instead of getting triggered, let me finish my point and then refute it. The Assalamu alaikum is then, if there were Jews and Muslims at war with each other back then, and Jews were going against the treaty and Jews were at war with the Muslims, then absolutely back then there's no issue saying wa alaikum. But today, if Muslims going around thinking that Jews are saying Assam, death be upon you, if there are Muslims thinking that Jews are saying that,
I don't know.
2 minutes. Am I not allowed to defend myself?
You can, but
okay,
if you can
thank you. Thank you.
Look, calm down.
I'm calm. So if Muslims believe that Jews are going around wishing death be upon them, that's an extremist position. So if you think when a Jew gives you salam, because the Quran actually says the opposite. The Quran says whoever gives you a greeting, give them a better greeting.
Okay, look, are you engaging or are you just here to
giving the same or better?
So same or better? Yeah, fine.
Just
so I can make it very clear what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if you think that you can't wish peace upon a Jew when a Jew wishes you peace, I think that's an extremist position. Because those hadiths should be read in context.
Now what's the context of this discussion before you call me an extremist for no reason? No. You call me extremist.
You said you can't wish peace on it.
No, don't.
Whoa, who said that? Wow!
You said
you can't wish peace of
now, see, now you said extremist. You said afterwards, well, maybe you are, maybe you're not, maybe I'll prove it. Because you know what you did was wrong. And now you're rescinding that and say, still maybe you might be. You call me extremist without knowing me or me even saying something. What I say, and then you retorted to calling me extremist because I questioned you on your approach to one person who was standing there. And you said, Salamu alaikum, in hope that he would say alaikum. So you will pull up half the hadith and you didn't pull up the first half of the hadith. And I say to this brother, not you, I said to him, that seems rather disingenuous. If I'm coming to you and I said hello and you say hello likewise, that's fair. And that's what alaikum means. The same to you. So if the Prophet said wa alaikum, he's only talking to what they gave to him. But the people say, the Jews at that time said, death be unto you. And Rasulullah did not say anything beyond what he said or they said. He said, and to you. And this was the command. Disingenuous.
La ilaha illallah.
Disingenuous. You never mentioned the first bit of the hadith when you spoke to that guy. Instead, you tried to say you were a terrorist. You tried to say that Muslims can't give the reply.
It's not your fault. You haven't seen the full video. No, you say the short. You say the 1 minute video. The full video I gave the full hadith.
Do you know what I've seen? Do you know what I've seen?
What colour do you believe Jesus was?
White, black. I did. Even now you just struggle. Even now you struggle.
Basically, you don't want to talk because you know he's a white and you're a white one.
Even if you spoke for and then the first thing you done was say, you extremists. And you started shouting at me, I'm only 1 feet away from you, Joseph. I didn't do that to you, did I? There's no way you can stand here and say I'm an extremist when you're the one acting like that. You instigated hatred.
You didn't deal with anything I said.
You didn't apologize.
You didn't deal with anything. Okay, so
there was nothing to deal with.
Assalamu alaikum.
We don't believe in Jesus.
That's what I'm saying. So you're ready to follow Jesus.
We don't believe in Jesus. We don't follow Jesus. We don't follow Jesus. You worship Paul, mate.
Yeah. Alright, so where's your proof? Okay, bring the proof.
Alright, should I bring the proof?
Bring it now.
Should I bring the proof?
Bring it.
Right. Do you believe in the Trinity, yes or no?
No.
You don't believe in Trinity?
No.
Really?
No. Whenever
Are you really a Christian? Are you Trinitarian Christian?
You talked to me before, haven't you?
Oh, look, don't play mind games. I'm asking you, are you Trinitarian Christian?
You've already asked me this. I've already
Ask me, what do I believe? Ask me, what do I believe?
You believe in going around the cube and kissing a stone?
No, sorry?
Going around the cube and kissing a stone?
Going around and kissing the sun?
No, going around the cube.
Yeah.
And kissing a stone?
Yeah.
That's what Muslims believe.
Is he a joker? He's a joker, man. Look, I'm talking about the fundamental beliefs.
Yeah.
I'm asking you. Are you a Trinitarian Christian, yes or no?
No.
So what do you believe? What do you believe about God?
What's written in the Bible?
I'm asking you, what did Jesus teach about God?
What's written in the Bible? He says there's one God.
Look. This is why for 3 weeks, up until last week, I stayed away from Christians. Wallahi, I'm telling you this. You never ever answer our questions, right? I'm asking you. And you know what? I spoke to open-minded people, you know, at least they listen, right? And I listen to them. But you Christians, majority of you are, not all, majority of Christians, you can't even give me one single evidence about your belief. So I'm asking you, are you a Trinitarian Christian, yes or no?
No. All right, so you want
No, don't record, Akhi. Don't give him because he's going to twist. Okay, so I'm asking you, what did Jesus teach about God?
About what? No, just repeat the question.
What did Jesus taught to you about God?
All right. Well, he told us that God is the Father.
Yes.
And that he's the Son of that Father.
Okay.
Yeah. And that we should keep God's commandments.
Yes. And are you?
Yes.
According to Mark chapter 12 verse 29, what's the greatest commandment? According to Jesus? What's the greatest commandment according to Jesus?
Well, love God with all your heart, soul and
strength. No. See, you Christians always don't quote the first part. I want you to go to Mark chapter 12 verse 29. Because he only quoted the second part of the greatest commandment.
Yeah, like how you...
No. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala confirms. This is what the Ahl Kitab do. They decontextualize. That's what they do. Yuharrifuna kalimat. They displace the words. This is what you're doing right now. So I want you to go to Mark chapter 12 verse 29. And I'm sorry to be harsh with you. I don't treat people like this. There are many Christians who I spoke to who are very nice. But people like you who twist my words, I've seen your video. And it was very disingenuous of you, right? So I'm asking you, from Mark chapter 12 verse 29, you can twist my words, but don't twist the words of Jesus.
So how did I twist?
Look, you can twist my words, but don't
explain how I twisted
that's a separate point. I'm telling you, you can twist my words, my statements, but don't twist your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Go to Mark chapter 12 verse 29.
Okay. So 28 says that one of the scribes came, and having heard them reasoning together, and perceived that he had answered them well, asked him, which is the first commandment of all? And Jesus answered him, the first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord.
Yes.
And thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, with all thy soul, with all thy mind, with all thy strength. That is the first commandment.
Yeah, but you didn't quote me the first part. You quoted me the second sentence.
Yes.
Shema Israel Adonai Elohim Adonai Echad. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Yeah.
Where is he getting this greatest commandment from?
From the Old Testament.
From the Old Testament. Yeah, in the book of Deuteronomy chapter 6 verse 4, correct? Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is one.
Yeah.
So is he confirming what Moses came with?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm asking you, did Moses believe in the Trinity, yes or no? Did he believe anyone else is God besides the Father? Besides the Creator?
No, but you already know no truth, because I've spoken to you before.
No, Michael, you know what? Forget about if I've spoken to you before. Let's deal with it right now. Right? Okay. Now, you may twist my words, but don't twist the words of Jesus.
Explain how I twisted.
Because you only quoted the second part. You shall love the God. You shall love Him with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. You didn't quote the first part.
No, twist your words.
No, you twisted the words of Jesus, because I asked you, what is the greatest commandment? And what did you say? You said you shall love Him with all your heart, with all your soul, with all your mind. You didn't quote it fully. You skipped the first sentence. The Lord, the God, the Lord is one, and then you jump. And you're not the only Christian that did this. I spoke to many Christians, and they never caught the first part. Do you know why? Because you know that is a direct refutation of you believing that Jesus is God and you believe in Trinity.
I don't think you remember any of our conversation, because I've already explained what my belief is.
This is a conversation.
Look, I remember I had the discussion with him, yeah? No, because he's twisted my words.
Can I say something?
Yeah, go on.
He would record you.
I know.
And then he would go to his videos, and then put text to make you look bad.
I know he does. I've seen it. Michael, do you know one advice?
I never said you did.
Michael, I'll give you one advice. You know when you edit your video.
I don't edit.
Yeah, you do.
I just add text. Okay, show me a video where I've cut.
When you edit stuff, don't twist the words of Jesus. Yeah, I want you to include the Lord, the God, the Lord is one. Would you do that? Don't twist the words of Jesus.
Okay,
twist my statement. I've got no problem. But don't twist. You're going to twist the words of Jesus, and he will skip the first part of the greatest commandment because you only quoted the second part.
I think you've forgotten that conversation.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you believe Jesus is God?
Son of God. But this is part of the conversation
Son of
we had.
God. What does Son of God mean?
We had a long 20-minute conversation about this same subject.
What does the Son of God mean? Then your memory will be refreshed. What does the Son of God mean?
No, he's a son, so he came from God.
I'm asking you, what does the Son mean?
I just told you, he came out of God.
All right, there's three different understandings. Either he's a biological son, adopted son, or a loving son. Which one?
You missed one.
I'm asking you, what do you understand the term son? Do you mean the biological, or do you mean adopted son?
You missed one.
Huh?
You missed one. There's four.
Tell me.
Fourth one, he came out of God.
What, literally? Physically?
Directly.
Directly?
Yes.
Where did you say that?
All right, let me get that.
Where did you say that? And tell me anywhere in the statement where Jesus said, "I'm fully divine and fully human at the same time."
I don't know.
You're trying to.
No. And watch, when he will edit his video, you're going to see he's going to twist the words of Jesus. This is what he will do.
How?
Yes, because you're Pauline. You're a Pauline Christian. You're not actually following Jesus. And Jesus says very clearly the only true God is the Father. The only true God is the Father. In John chapter 17 verse 3. And you come to us Muslims and say we don't follow Jesus. When Jesus didn't even teach you about Trinity. Jesus didn't even teach you that he was God. And you come to us Muslims and say we're Antichrist.
Okay, did Jesus eat camel?
Huh?
Did Jesus eat camel?
Did he eat camel?
Did Jesus eat camel?
Yeah.
That's the dietary laws. I'm not asking about dietary laws. I'm asking you the core beliefs about the concept of God. I'm asking you, what did Jesus teach about God?
If Jesus wasn't allowed
No. Don't do that. Don't do that. I'm asking you. What did Jesus taught you about God? What did Jesus taught you about God? Didn't I?
Alright, so let me read this. So this is John 8 and 42.
Yeah.
It says, Jesus said unto them, if God were your father, you would love me.
Yeah.
For I proceeded forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he sent me.
Yeah, of course. What's the problem? All messengers were sent by God.
So what does proceeded forth mean?
Proceeded forth. So do you mean literally it came from the Father?
Yeah, but it's...
Okay, so let's now tackle this point. Let's say for the sake of argument, that's how you understand.
Okay.
Would you say from the divine nature Jesus should know the hour? From the divine nature, God is all-knowing, correct?
Yeah, but he's a son.
No, I'm asking you. God is all-knowing.
Yeah, but he's a son.
No, I'm asking you. You believe Jesus is fully God and fully human at the same time, correct?
Yeah, but he's separate from the Father.
He's separate from the Father?
Yes.
Right, okay, good, fine. Wait. No, wait. So that means you are insinuating by saying that he inherited the nature from the Father?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why you believe in hypostasis, right? So from the... Do you know what hypostasis is?
No, I don't believe they're fancy words.
Okay, let's not use the fancy words. This is your Catholic church. It's not me.
I'm not Catholic. Remember you spoke to me before.
Right. Okay. So do you believe Jesus is fully divine and fully human at the same time? Let's forget about the word hypostasis.
All right. When you say fully divine, what do you mean?
You tell me.
All right. So when you use the term fully divine, that's going by what you've heard people say. So I'm going to explain to you. No, let me explain. So he was divine when he's in heaven, but he was put into a human body when he came down to earth. There's your explanation.
You still haven't tackled my point. I'm asking you, what is the nature of the divine side? What is the nature of the divine? Is it all-knowing? From the divine side, it's all-knowing, correct? From the divine nature, is all-knowing.
He knows everything the Son knows.
Right, okay, good. Oh, so he knows everything that the Son knows.
Because he's the Son.
Right, so he's dependent. So he's not all-knowing. So he can only receive knowledge from the Father.
Yes, that's what it says
so
in
he's
the
not
Bible.
all-knowing.
It says that in the Bible.
So from the divine side, he's not all-knowing. So from the divine side, he's not all-knowing.
No, he knows what he knows.
Did the Father tell him when the hour will happen?
No, he didn't.
So is he all-knowing? Is he all-knowing? Jesus.
No, but did Jesus ever say he was all-knowing?
I'm asking you from the divine nature, divine, the divinity is all-knowing. The essence.
Okay.
The essence. Wait. Sorry. Yahya, one second. From the human side, from the human nature, do humans know everything?
No.
Okay. From the divine nature, should he know everything?
No, he knows what he knows, but the Father...
He knows what he knows.
No, listen, the Father has knowledge separate from him. You understand what I mean?
Good.
Yeah?
So that means Jesus is not divine then, because he doesn't know everything.
No, he's got the same nature.
But
nature is related...
I'm saying to you...
Go on. What I'm saying. Nature is not related to knowledge. Because we as humans, we have different knowledge from each other, don't we?
Yeah, I agree.
But we both got human
But do we know everything?
Huh?
Do we know everything?
No.
Or do we know everything what God told us?
Yeah, but I'm trying to explain to you that we're both humans, but our knowledge is different. So it's the same thing with the Father and Son. They have different knowledge.
So they have different knowledge?
Yeah, so the knowledge the Son has is what the Father tells him.
So when you say he has the divine nature, divine nature means all-knowing, correct?
No. Because remember...
So what's the difference between the human nature and the divine nature?
No, we're both humans and our knowledge is separated.
No. We have the same nature. Look. No. We have the same essence, but we have different knowledge.
Yeah, but my point is...
But I'm asking you... I'm asking you, is the divine... From the human nature, humans don't know everything, correct?
Yeah, but that's not the point.
Humans don't know the future unless...
But you're trying to use the point in the wrong way. What I'm trying to say is that the nature is not related to knowledge. That's my point.
It is.
How?
It's from the essence.
No.
It's knowledge.
They got two different minds.
No, knowledge is from the essence.
No, their minds are separate. So how can the knowledge be shared between different minds?
I'm not asking about the mind. I'm asking you, is God all-knowing, yes or no?
Yeah, but you're trying to ask about knowing the
No, I'm asking you the question, is God all-knowing?
Yes.
You believe Jesus is God, correct?
No, Son.
Is Jesus all-knowing, yes or no?
No, he's the Son.
So he's not all-knowing. So he's not God.
I don't think you listen to what
I'm saying. I think I am. Look.
No, because
Michael. The reason why you're so confused because it's contradictory.
No, it's because there's a problem.
You have a set of contradictory beliefs. With all due respect. Okay?
All right, but
now, no one can ever.
Do you want to let me speak for a little while?
I will, but you're not. No Christian will ever reconcile that the human side doesn't know everything, but the divine side, you should know everything. You cannot.
Yeah, but have I ever said that?
You did.
When?
You don't even realize it, are you?
Alright, so tell me when I said it.
Right, do you believe that Jesus is fully divine and fully human?
Fully divine? No, but
fully God.
No,
fully God.
But this is where you're getting confused.
Go on.
You see, when he's in heaven, that's when he had the divine body. But he was transferred.
Show me.
Huh?
Show me where Jesus said that. He got the divine side when he was in heaven. You tell me.
Alright. No, but
you're making stuff up, man. With respect.
But so are you.
No, I'm not.
Yes.
I'm not making stuff up. I'm saying Jesus says the only true God is the Father. And you say Jesus is God.
So do you want me to speak and say what you're making up?
Go on.
Alright. When you're saying that the knowledge, when the knowledge is divine, so when someone's divine, they have to know everything. That's what you're saying.
Well, it's an attribute of God.
It's an attribute of God.
Okay, a divine attribute is being omniscient, knowing everything.
That's an attribute of God. You're not ignorant about anything.
You can't be God if you don't know everything.
Correct.
Yeah? If you don't know everything, then there is deficiency.
Yes.
And you can't be God if you're deficient.
Exactly. Yeah? Yeah. So did Jesus know the hour? Yes or no?
Is there an attribute of knowing everything that is part of God? Is that an attribute of God?
Yeah, but I think this is where you're getting confused, because you see, Jesus is a son.
No, let's leave Jesus to one side. No, hold on, wait. No, let's just get this point across here. Let's leave Jesus to one side. Just God, just in general. God, an attribute of God, an attribute of God is being omniscient, omnipotent, omnipresent, being, knowing everything. Yeah, knowing everything,
not ignorant about anything.
Yeah, but the reason why you're getting confused is because you're not letting me. You're not.
Okay, explain. Go.
No,
I'll shut up.
Yeah, because Jesus is a son, so he comes out of the Father and was given life, so he's separate from the Father.
Yeah.
So, okay, go ahead. No, let him carry on.
Yeah, and if you read in the Bible, what Jesus says is that the Father tells him stuff and the Father does things.
Yeah.
And Jesus, the Father shows the Son what to do.
Yeah, I agree with that. I agree with that, 100%.
Islam does not disagree with anything that you've just said.
Yeah, I agree.
That you've just said, yeah?
But what you did say...
You don't believe he comes out of the Father, though?
Oh, no. This is the reason... No. This is where you're contradicting yourself. Because when you say he proceeded from the Father, what you insinuating is that he inherited the nature from the Father. And that's why you believe that he has the divine nature and the human nature.
Okay.
This is Catholicism for you. This is what Christians
you're saying that he comes out of the Father.
Yeah, so therefore that's why he says that he's fully God and fully human at the same time. Because he proceeds from the Father. That means because he didn't have a biological father, he inherited the nature from the Father, but he inherited from the human side as well. So therefore they believe
No.
You don't believe in that?
No, see, I don't think you listen to what I say.
No, you said Jesus proceeded from the Father, literally, physically.
Yeah, but the human part came later. That wasn't at the point.
So at one point Jesus was God. At one point Jesus existed.
Yeah, son of
Okay,
God.
what does proceed mean? What does proceed mean?
Well, yeah, what do you mean by proceed?
Would you agree God always existed?
When you say he proceeded from the Father, what do you mean?
What do you mean?
No, this is what Jesus said. But I haven't been to heaven, so I don't know what that means.
No. We want to understand this phrase proceeded.
And you don't know.
Hold on. This phrase proceeded from the Father that you used.
Yeah.
Obviously, our understanding of it is deficient. Can you explain what that means? If you explain it and we understand it, then we'll know where you're coming from. What does it mean, proceeded from the Father? Hold on, let him answer this one, because otherwise we'll just get lost. Yeah?
Okay.
So what does it mean by proceeded from the Father?
Well, let's see what the Greek says. To issue, literally, come forth, depart, escape, get out, go, proceed, spread abroad.
Okay.
Yeah, so physically came out.
So for the sake of argument, for the sake of argument.
So God gave birth to him.
Wait. For the sake of argument, right? Do you believe that God always existed? He has no beginning, no end. You believe in that? He always existed.
Yeah.
He didn't begin to exist like his creation.
No.
Yeah, you agree?
Yeah.
Okay, brilliant. So proceed from. Does that show that he didn't exist at one point, or he always existed?
Who? The Son, you mean?
Yeah, the Son. Did he always exist?
No, he proceeded forth.
Right.
So he was created.
So he was created.
No.
He was begotten.
Eternally begotten.
I know. You say begotten. I understand that. But it still has a beginning.
Yeah, but here's the thing. When a woman has a baby, does she create it?
Sorry?
No,
when a woman
doesn't.
No. So there you go. So it wasn't created.
I'm saying proceed, meaning at one point it didn't exist.
No, because they're co-eternal.
How can you be co-eternal?
He doesn't agree that. He doesn't agree with that.
He didn't exist. Look, when he said proceed from the Father,
you're trying to help somebody who's coming from a totally different
When
point.
he said proceed from the Father, when he said proceed from the Father, no, come on, one at a time. When he said proceed from the Father, right? From the English term, proceed means at one point it didn't exist.
Yeah,
and so it began to exist.
Yeah.
Right, but you believe that God didn't begin to exist. God always existed.
No, that's what he believes.
So proceed from the Father. Look, you're not realizing you're contradicting yourself.
No.
You say God always existed, but yet your God existed at one point. That's like married bachelor. You cannot be single and married at the same time.
Just to clarify, he believes, right? He believes that Jesus came from God. Yeah? He doesn't believe that Jesus is God himself. He just believes it's the Son of God. So there was a point at which he was created.
No. already explained to you. Does a woman create a baby?
What do you mean? Does a woman create a baby? No. God creates all life.
I'm saying sorry. No. This is sophistry, right? What I'm asking you is very simple. No. What I'm asking is very simple, right?
Yeah.
Proceed means bringing something into existence. That's what proceed means.
No, I just gave you.
What does it? What?
No, I just gave you the Greek for it.
No. It's proceed. What does proceed mean?
No, it's when something moves out.
What, did it exist at one point before it proceed?
Yeah, but it would have been inside.
It cannot.
Huh?
You cannot.
No, it came from out of something.
Proceed means something that begins to exist.
No,
that's what proceed means.
Well, hold on. Bring back your example of the woman giving birth. Yeah. The baby that she gives birth to wasn't always there.
Wasn't always there. Didn't always exist.
Yeah, but
it began to exist.
Something happened to make that baby exist in her, and then she gave birth to it.
Yeah, but the cells of the baby, cells that made the baby, they did exist.
The cells didn't even exist.
No,
the cells didn't even exist.
No, I said the wrong thing. The atoms, I should have said.
The atoms didn't even exist.
Okay. In which case, why don't we worship the sun? Because every atom that makes you, him, me, came from the sun. Every single atom.
Do you have a beginning? Wait. Do you have a beginning? Yes or no? Do you have a beginning?
Yeah.
Did you proceed from your mother?
Yeah.
So you didn't exist at one point.
Well, that's something that's going into spiritual stuff.
No, not me. No. I'm asking you. You proceeded from your mother, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So does that mean at one point you didn't exist?
Not as a person. No.
Thank you.
Yeah.
So as a person, at one point Jesus didn't exist. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
And yet you believe that God always existed, but yet Jesus as a person did not exist, and you call him God. You see, it's a set of contradictory.
I always say Son of God. So I don't know where you say.
Son of God, according to Matthew chapter 5 verse 9, it says that blessed are the peacemakers, for they are the sons of God.
Yeah.
And when Jesus says to Mary Magdalene in John chapter 20 verse 17, he said, "Tell your brothers that I am ascending to my Father and your Father, and my God and your God." So I'm asking you the question: when Jesus says our Father, does that mean you are saying that you came from the Father?
No, that's where my life came from, originally.
So we're all the sons of God then?
We're all sons of God.
Yeah, but who was the first one?
But
hold on. If you want to use that as an analogy, the first one was Adam, not Jesus.
Yeah.
The first one was Adam, not Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah? If you're saying that Jesus is more important because he was the first one, well, he wasn't the first one. Adam was the first one.
Adam was the first human being.
Right, so but who made the worlds though?
Who made the world?
Yeah.
We believe in Allah, the Creator.
Alright, let me read it for you. So that is Hebrews 1:1.
He would say Jesus. Yeah.
So Hebrews 1:1. And now I'm going to read it to you.
Yeah, go on.
So God, who at sundry times and in diverse manners spake in time past unto the fathers by the prophets, hath in these last days spoken unto us by his Son, whom he hath appointed heir of all things, by whom also he made the worlds. So
yeah, you're quoting from Hebrews, which is an anonymous author. Nobody knows. I'm asking you, where did Jesus say he created the world? Where did Jesus say he created the world?
Do you think Jesus created the world?
No, the information came from Jesus to the writer of Hebrews.
You don't even know who the author of the Hebrew is. It's anonymous. You don't know.
Yes, so what?
You don't know.
The information was given from God.
So you trust in a document that you don't know who wrote it?
Yeah, but you trust in scholars who make stuff up.
So. No, Michael, look, don't gaslight. It's not going to work. I'm asking you. No, Michael, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. No, I'm asking you, Michael.
But hold on, Hebrews is an unknown author. You're admitting that yourself.
No, he's trying to use that.
Yeah, but you're admitting that yourself.
Is that from Jesus? Is that from Jesus? But Jesus says all authority was given me from the Father. All authority was given to me by the Father.
Yeah.
Didn't Jesus say that? Right. Yeah. So anyone else's authority apart from Jesus is not accepted.
Right.
So you should follow what Jesus says.
So
I'm
Jesus
asking you.
Disagree with this?
I'm asking you. Jesus didn't even know there was Hebrews. He didn't even know.
Yes, he did.
Was Hebrews written during the time of Jesus?
No, he's alive in heaven.
Where even the Gospels written during the time of Jesus?
You don't seem to listen to what I'm saying.
Do you believe God is independent?
Well, why do we keep skipping? Why can't we finish off a previous one first?
No, because you said Jesus created the world along with the Father, correct? And the Holy Spirit.
It doesn't say Holy Spirit.
So you just the Father and the Son.
That's what it says.
Okay, fine. So I'm asking you, right? that God is independent, meaning that He doesn't depend on anyone's existence, and if He wants to create, He doesn't need anyone's help. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. So let's say, for example, we got this bottle, right?
I know the bottle again.
No.
I've seen Muslims use bottles so many times.
I'll give you an example. I'll give you because Christians we need to simplify it.
Yeah, but you use a cup or something, not the bottle.
I don't have a cup. If I have a cup with me, I would use it.
Yeah, okay.
But the bottle, for example, if for example we intend to create this bottle, right?
Okay.
And I need you need me to create this bottle. Does that show God? Does that show God needs help?
It doesn't say need here.
But you believe Jesus is the creator along with the Father.
I read it to you.
No, okay, fine, no problem.
Yeah.
But you believe Jesus is the creator along with the Father, correct? How many creators do you have?
One.
So me and you, if we created this bottle, how many creators?
One. But
here's one. How is that one?
No,
honestly, this bottle, how's that one?
How's that one?
To me, that says two.
That's
to me, that says you and him got together and made this bottle.
Go on.
Okay.
1 + 1 is 2.
Who would have the knowledge to make the bottle?
According to you, they depend upon each other. The Son and the Father depend upon each other.
Let's say
did I say that?
Let's say
that's what you're insinuating.
Let's say
did I say it?
That's what you're insinuating.
Did I say it?
That's what you're insinuating.
Let's say
this say.
If me and you work together to create this bottle, we're relying upon each other's knowledge.
No,
I cannot create the bottle without you. You cannot create the bottle without me.
But you missed something.
Oh, what did I miss? Go on.
Okay, so say if one was the master and you had to make the bottle and wanted to train the apprentice, you'd have to tell the apprentice how to do it.
Right. So who's the master? Who's the master who's the master between the Father and the Son?
Change it slightly. You know about plastics, and he knows about manufacturing.
No,
it
doesn't
so
work.
there's no master. There's no master-student thing. He knows about one thing to make this, and you know about something. So you have to come together to make this.
Exactly.
Yeah?
You have to come together to create this.
In the Bible, Jesus never says he's a partner. So what?
Sorry?
So the example you gave doesn't.
I'll be really honest with you. I don't understand how you see Jesus.
I don't think any Christian. I don't think anyone will understand what Christians believe, to be honest.
Because you're saying he's the Son.
Yeah.
Right. But you're saying he's divine, but he's not God. Yeah.
Because he's the Son.
And you believe in a Trinity, right? The Father, Son, Holy Ghost.
Does God?
No,
you don't. You're denying the Trinity.
Do you agree with me? Does God need any help if He wants to create something?
No.
Okay. So when you say Jesus and the Father created, does the Father need help from the Son?
I don't think you heard one.
No. Does the Father need? Does the Father need help from the Son to create?
Let me read the verse again.
And by the way,
you know what? You're reaching. You're stretching. In terms of defining what Jesus is. Because if we bring it back to what Jesus actually said, at no time does he say, "I'm the Son of God." He always calls himself the Son of Man.
Oh, do you want that? All right.
The Son of Man.
If you're patient, I'll get.
Well, you know, you listen. It's getting late.
No. You just made the claim.
They've been programmed.
I want to give you the verse, isn't it?
The church taught them.
The verse of what?
You said he didn't call himself the Son of God. That's what you said.
The Son of God.
Yeah. That's what you just said.
He says, "I'm the Son of God."
Yes.
Jesus says this.
Yeah, you want that.
Jesus says this.
Yeah,
okay.
All right.
Good. I'll humour you.
Yeah, come on.
No. I thought I stepped on something. I thought I kicked the bottle or something that we were demonstrating on.
All right. So
you know what my first question is going to be, don't you?
Alright, so this is John 9:35.
Yeah.
It says, Jesus heard that they had cast him out. And when he had found him, he said unto him, Dost thou believe on the Son of God? He answered and said, Who is he, Lord, that I might believe on him? Jesus said unto him, Thou hast both seen him, and it is he that talketh with thee. And he said, Lord, I believe, and he worshipped him. There you go. Bingo. Nice, isn't it?
I'm gonna find that. Yeah.
All right.
Find that and read that, because I'm sure it goes on to say we are all the sons of God, aren't we all?
No, that's a different one.
Jesus never said, "I am the Word."
What about the planet? So the black hole doesn't affect things?
No. What I'm trying to do is keep laughing and joking. I'm trying to make a point. So now when I'm serious and dramatic.
Sam the lion.
Paul worshipper, keep worshipping the white man.
Sam the lion.
White man, keep worshipping.
But why do you lie so much, Sam? Come on, man.
Keep worshipping.
Okay. Don't. Okay, so if you don't feel what you say.
That also has its place, and it doesn't have to be one at the top of the other. The idea of toxic masculinity. We should all be able to interact with
You're all lies. You're all lies. Cosmos. You are talking of F ability. It's an ant. It's called an ant. In the ant, there is an ant. The same as micro and micro. One conclusion is one